Hey, this is Peter Beckwith, the voice and your host of NorCal Disc Golf. And thank you guys for watching all of the round one coverage of the 2017 Vintage Cup. We're back, and this is the chase card, so I actually did not get to do the lead card. So you're going to be watching the 2017 Vintage Cup chase card with four really good players. We're going to keep Lance Landgren and Delaney Cole on the card, as you saw where they finished at -3. But we're going to be adding Jeff Faes, who is in the lead at -4, and Ryan Dickson, no stranger to NorCal Disc Golf. You guys got to watch him during the Taylor Mountain Ice Bowl. We want to thank our sponsors. Again, without you guys, Played Against Sports, Cooperage Brewing Company, Upper Park Designs, Guayaquil in Bear Republic, this channel wouldn't be what it is, along with all the help of the Napa Disc Golf Club, everybody at the Vintage Cup, all the support from everybody. Thank you guys so much. And let's get into the action, as we're going to get a preview of all the players that got to play. And here's the crowd. I got to meet Sean Long, really nice person and great disc golfer. Really wanted to meet him and a couple other people. Just a great event overall. And there is the entire crowd.
Delaney Cole, Napa, California.
Ryan Dickson, Kyle, California.
Jeff Faes from San Francisco.
Lance Landgren, East Bay.
And there you can see Jeff Faes with Jeff Faes' signature beanie. And there you go. There's the scores from round one. So Ryan Dickson coming down. And then Jeff Faes leading at -4 over the rest of the card. As we go into hole number 2, as I mentioned before, this is the chase card. And so hole 2 is where we will start. 253 feet in pin position B. And leading things off is Jeff Faes. And he's going to go right at this hole. And he should have a putt. That's a really nice way to start things off here in the final round. Here's Lance Landgren. Following Faes up that same line, and he's just a little bit higher, a little bit more closer to pin high. That's a good shot. Here's Delaney Cole. Again, this is the first time I got to meet Delaney, and just a really nice person. And his brother is actually caddying for him in round 2, Holland Cole, who was more than helpful during this round, especially with the umbrella. Here's Ryan Dickson. And just catching something early. So Dickson with an early upshot here to start things off. And again, that's short. So here's Delaney. Let's see what Delaney can do here. Just trying to save par, get a nice upshot, and get out of here with a 3. And believe it or not, he actually had a decent look. Just over the top of that little bush in front of him is the basket. Oh, and right off the top of the basket, and there it goes. Napa roller, and the first one of the day. And that is just incredibly unfortunate for Delaney. You never want to see that. And all of a sudden, what looked like a potential birdie is now going to turn into something much worse than that. And here's Delaney Cole from his lie after his upshot, and this is for a 4. And a very difficult shot. He has a lot of stuff in his way, and he's just going to probably play something really smart here. And indeed, that's what he did with a really nice layup. He'll get a 5 and just try to keep it to that. As we see Ryan Dickson here approaching his upshot, and this is for a 3 after catching an early branch. And it actually started to hail, folks. This is not rain you're going to be seeing coming down. This was a thunderstorm that was passing through and made this putt even harder for Ryan. Oh no, off the front of the basket. And this looks like an instant replay of the shot we just saw earlier from Delaney Cole. And here's Ryan's upshot. And again, if you don't hit your putt or you don't lay up, that's what can happen in Napa. And there's the hail as it started to get worse and worse and worse as Lance Landgren has a birdie putt. And he got it. That's a 3-shot swing on 2 players here as Delaney gets a birdie And Ryan taps in a 5, and Delaney gets a 5. And here's Faes for birdie. And he got it. There's Chris White filling the second card. So there you can see it on hole number 2, the very first hole. We have a 3-shot swing with 2 players. And Jeff Faes leading that -5 overall for the tournament, followed by Lance. And you can see Cole and Ryan Dixon going the opposite direction as we go to hole number 3, 200 feet at pin position A. So quite the story on hole number 2 here, as a 3-shot swing for 2 players. Haven't seen that one in a while. And there's Jeff Faes just throwing one out there, and that's going to be a pretty good shot. The basket is just off to the right. And there's a good-looking shot by Lance, and great second cam footage, courtesy of Kyle. I give a shout-out to him. Great work all weekend long, as here we see Delaney Cole going with the forehand. And that's actually going to work out really nice. I believe that was CTP. And again, an early tree for Ryan Dixon. And I'm sure this is not the start that Ryan envisioned, as he has an approach shot, and there's the basket. So anytime you have that happen to you at Napa or at any disc golf course, it's about damage control. It's about trying to pick the next shot that's going to save you the least amount of strokes. And that was a decent upshot by Ryan Dixon. And here is Lance Landgren, who's battling at the moment Jeff Faes on the chase card, and this is for a birdie 2. And he got it. What a putt. And let's see if Jeff Faes can answer back and get a birdie of his own. And he got it. Was there ever a doubt in your mind? Faes doing Faes things. And Ryan Dixon with a nice par save. And here's Delaney Cole, who had a beautiful drive and making this hole look very easy. And he's going to bang a putt, and that's a great birdie for Delaney Cole. So 3 birdies on hole number 3, as Faes and Lance go birdie to start this round, and they open up that lead, but Cole getting that bogey back as we go into hole number 4, 220 feet in pin position A, which is off to the right-hand side past the tree line. Jeff Faes battling Lance to take away one of those coveted spots at the top of the leaderboard. And that's a nice drive, as you can see where the pin position is, just around those trees. And Faes actually went with the backhand. Here's Lance with the forehand, and I really like the forehand play. Just depends on what you're more comfortable with at the end of the day. Lance taking that way wide, and that's going to leave him an upshot. So maybe a little bit too wide there for Lance, but Delaney is going to go with the forehand as well. That seems to be a much better line, a little bit closer to that tree line. And here's Ryan Dixon, who actually told me before he threw this, he was going to go with the roller. And that just did not work out very well. Aggressive play. I like the decision if you go with the roller and get it to curve all the way around. But it just kind of spun out on him. And here's Dixon for an upshot. And he's close. He's in there for a 3, as Lance going to try to run this or get close. And he had the height. It looked pretty good. He'll have a par putt. Here's Faes for birdie. And he got another one. Another really nice birdie for Faes, as now he opens up the lead on Lance by another shot, as Delaney Cole with a really good birdie. And again going CTP on this chase card, as the rest of the card taps in for pars. And here's Lance who is going to have a par putt. And easy breezy for Lance. And another birdie for Jeff Faes as he now opens up a 2-shot lead over Lance, and Delaney Cole trying to get back into it as he's 3 back of Lance and Dickson still back there. As we go into hole number 5, 306 feet in pin position C, just to the left-hand side over the giant tree line. And for those of you not familiar with Jeff Faes and his incredible story, Jeff Faes hails from San Francisco and is actually a Safari winner. This guy is a very good player. He's got all the shots in the world. Super nice guy. Definitely would love to see him on more videos because he's just fun to watch. And that was the first throw so far that kind of got away from Faes. As you can see where Delaney went, just clipping that tree early. And here's Lance going with the big hyzer route. And we'll see there from the second cam angle that he's got a really nice look at it. There's the basket. And here's Ryan Dickson. I'm going to call him Mr. Peanut Butter Cup because this guy loves Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And he ate one right before this throw. And look at this. Park City. He actually told me, there's an upshot from Delaney. He actually said that before he threw that, he goes, he loves Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And it helps him power these monster throws. And there's no question about that. And a good upshot by Faes. So if you see Ryan Dickson on the course and he's eating Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, watch out because he's going to catch fire. Speaking of that, here is Lance Landgren. And he got it. So a birdie. And he's trying to catch Faes. So that's going to put him 1 back of Faes now. And Faes has a tester coming up. So anything can happen in this exciting final round here at Skyline Disc Golf Park. And smooth as silk as Faes taps in his par to remain 1 up on Lance. And a fantastic birdie for Ryan Dickson. And a par for Delaney Cole. So Lance and Dickson birding as the rest of the card gets a par. So still 3 back is Cole, 4 back of Faes. And there you go, folks. Why not play disc golf? As we go into hole number 6, 252 feet in pin position number A. As we get a look at Lance here, leading it off. And Lance is going to go with the thumber, as we can see here from our second cam angle. Doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good. And I really like the thumber on this hole. When I was here visiting, I definitely threw the thumber. It's just an easier shot when you go up the middle. It's a very tight up the middle shot as Ryan Dickson. He's going to do the same thing here, and we'll see where his thumber goes. And one of the fortunate things that I got to see on this card is every single one of these players on this card has a thumber. Not every player has a thumber. Faes throwing a nice shot out there, just leaking a little bit. He'll have a tester uphill. See what he does with it. And here's Delaney Cole, who Delaney has a thumber, but he's going to go backhand here. And there's that tight window. but he made it through. Just wanted to be a little bit further, as we're going to see an upshot here from Ryan Dickson, and that's a nice play. So Delaney Cole not going much further than Ryan. And the play is just safe. So if you don't stick it next to this hole because of the angle of the hillside, most likely you're going to have a putt or a downhill death putt. And a nice upshot by Faes. Get it close. Didn't want to hit off anything. And this is a putt for Lance Landgren to tie Jeff Faes at 7 under par. And he got it. So there goes the lead from Faes. So Faes with that 2-shot lead, and it evaporated quickly as Lance is doing work, and we have a showdown on the chase card. This is some riveting disc golf. I hope everybody's enjoying watching it. I'm enjoying watching it, and the battle continues. And here we go with a couple par putts as Dickson tapped in, and you can see Delaney Cole and Faes tapping in. And there you go. So Lance with the lone birdie, and now 4 under for the round and 7 under for the tournament, as Delaney Cole and Ryan Dickson continue to get further back from the birdies from the top 2 guys as we go into hole number 7, 231 feet in pin position A, just straight up and over those trees in front of us. And here we go, Lance Landgren lining up what looks to be another thumber on hole number 7. See where Lance ends up here. Looks like a pretty good shot, and oh no. There's another Napa roller, and you can see that rolled down the hill pretty bad. So an unfortunate roll for Lance. As Ryan Dickson throws a thumber as well. That looked to be a little bit better. Here's Faes with a thumber. And Faes, the only player not to be affected by the Napa rollers thus far, as he lands pin high but well short of the hole, bordering circle's edge, as we see Delaney going with a forehand and a really good looking shot. And oh no, it rolled all the way down the hill, and Delaney Cole has yet again found himself succumbed to the Napa roller, and this looks like a bad one. He is deep in the heart of the forest, down there in the ravine, and he's going to have a very difficult shot, if not several, to get up back to the basket. And the woes continue for Delaney Cole, as not only there's 1 but 2 shots out, and now he's got a look at 4. As Ryan Dickson's coming in. Oh, and a roller as well. So Ryan Dickson and Delaney Cole just not getting any love from this course whatsoever here in Napa. Oh, and off the basket for Faes. That would have been a huge putt. He wanted it. He's right next to the basket for par. And as we see Delaney Cole trying to get one here. And hits the pole, and he's going to have that for 5. Here's Ryan Dickson, who went for the birdie and now has a par save left. Oh, and off the pole, and there it rolls again. Sit down. And that is brutal. And so similar to what Mike Sale did in the first round on hole number 12, this is what Ryan Dickson's going to do. So he actually opted not to shoot from down below. He actually shot from the same spot, which is a penalty stroke and then your shot. So we're going to have to see what he gets at the end here. But here's Lance Landgren for birdie. And he got it. Another clutch putt for Lance, as he now has the lead at -8. One shot over Jeff Faes, and he is on a mission. Here's Delaney Cole, and Delaney Cole is in. Ryan Dickson is in, and here's Jeff Faes tapping in for his par. And Jeff Faes is in. And there's the scoreboard. So Lance Landgren has now come all the way back to catch Faes and now leads at -8 as Delaney Cole with a 5 and Ryan Dickson with a 6. As we go into hole number 8, 345 feet in pin position A, in its signature location on the wine barrel and straight ahead of the players. So an elevated basket, and there it is. As we see what Lance can do. And he's going to go with his backhand. And that looked like to be a good line, but it's just going to be a little bit short. And that's going to be an interesting decision on what he's going to do, considering the elevated basket and the hillside. As Jeff Faes pumping one out there. And this is headed to the left, right by Kyle. And he's a little bit far away, but we'll see what Jeff Faes does. Faes, he runs all of his putts. He's out there for the birdie. As here's Delaney Cole. And a really nice shot by Delaney Cole. Here's Ryan Dickson, who, by the way, just ate another peanut butter cup, so watch out, folks. And man alive, look at this incredible shot by Ryan Dickson, who continues to impress after eating a peanut butter cup. And here's Lance Landgren, and we'll see what he does with this shot, if he's going to do an upshot approach or if he's going to run it. But nursing a one-shot lead. So we'll see if he plays it smart. And off the wine barrel, so he's got a 2-footer for par. And really good decision. Here's Jeff Faes, who I mentioned earlier, loves to run putts. He loves to get the birdie. That's what he's out there for. So you can count on it. He's going to run this one, elevated basket. Similar to his home course here in San Francisco. Oh, and just right by the basket. Really good effort. So he'll be within inside 10 for a par. And he got it. Ryan Dickson, 2 peanut butter cups, 2 birdies.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
And there you can hear Lance Landgren. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups indeed. And a really nice birdie there for Delaney Cole. As we're going to have a couple par putts. And here's Faes for par. Got it. And this is a tricky par putt for Lance. Now the basket is over his head. And he actually turns and asks if it's legal for his front foot to come up. So you have to fall backwards. You cannot have your front foot lift up in the air. And he got it. So a birdie for Delaney Cole and Ryan Dickson as they pick up a stroke on the leaders, but Lance still leading Faes by 1 after 7 holes. And here's hole number 9, 352 feet in pin position B. And this is a tricky hole. This is actually one of the long pin positions of this hole. So we'll see what the players opt to do. Here's Delaney Cole, who opts for the forehand with his purple destroyer, as we saw in the first round. Here's Ryan Dickson going with a massive thumber, as some of the shots were hard to pick up via second cam. And there's a thumber from Lance and Faes with a thumber as well. And that one just kind of turned here on Jeff Faes, as you can see. And it's going to go a little bit to the left. And here's Ryan Dickson. You can see that he ended up in a bush. And there's the hole all the way down at the end. And here's a really nice upshot for Ryan Dickson, who gave it a run there. Here's Delaney Cole trying to get Clark. And pretty good look at it. slightly in his way. He's just going to come up a little bit short there. Here's Faes. Faes taking inventory. He's going to take a look at it. And really important that Faes does not drop any strokes, because Lance is CTP and he's down pin high. And there you can see the approach from Faes. Really nice shot, so he'll have a par putt. And here's Lance, and you can see that he's not too far away, but he has a tree to deal with in his way. And this is to get another shot on Faes. Oh, and off the top of the basket, that is a heartbreaker for Lance. A really good look at it, and so he's going to get a putt with Faes having a tester. And Delaney going off the top of the basket, and this is the safe 4, and he got it, never a doubt. Delaney with a really nice 4 save. Here's Ryan Dickson to clean up and to get his 3. And he got it, a nice putt for Ryan Dickson. And here's Jeff Faes, who needs to knock this putt down to remain one back of Lance going into hole number 10, our 9th and final hole of this first video. And smooth as silk, never a doubt, as Jeff Faes just making quick work of the hole. As we look at the scoreboard, Delaney with the unfortunate bogey, but he still leads Ryan Dickson by 1, as Lance leading 1 shot over Jeff Faes, as there's very large separation between the first 2 players and the last 2. As we go into hole number 10, pin position A, 180 feet. And if you're on this card or the lead card, this is a must-get birdie opportunity, as the pin is right there in front of you. Here's Ryan Dickson to start things off. And he's going to go with a nice little turnover backhand. And he should be right there with a nice putt. Here's Lance. I believe he's going to follow Ryan Dickson with a very similar line. And he should have a putt as well. And a beautiful shot by Lance there, actually calling for an ace right out of his hand, as we see Jeff Faes. And Faes will have a putt as the first 2 players to the right, and Faes going to the left. And here's Delaney Cole. And a very similar spot as Jeff Faes. And here is Delaney Cole for birdie. And he got it. Delaney back on track. Really nice shot. Here's Faes from almost an identical lie. And this is a big putt. This is to keep pace. As you can see, Lance on the right-hand side. He's within about 15 feet. And he got it. Faes matching Delaney Cole, as the first 2 players are in with birdies. And here comes Ryan Dickson. And this may or may not be a star frame here. And he's in with a birdie. So 3 birdies. And here is your co-leader, and this is to take the lead and maintain it. So Lance with a birdie putt. And he got it. So a star frame on the final hole of the first 9 holes here in the final round of the 2017 Vintage Cup. And your leader, Lance, by 1 shot at -9 over Jeff Faes at -8. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the video and the channel. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you to Kyle for the second camera work. Thank you to the players. Thank you for everybody that helped out. NorCal Disc Golf will be back with the second 9 holes of the Vintage Cup.